welcome to Eat to Live. My name is Trayor, and I'm your host today. Today we're going to be taking your favorite Southern home-cooked meals, and we're going to add some healthy eating alternatives. We're going to use Chef Aaron, our personal chef today, and we're going to take your favorite fried chicken, baked macaroni and cheese, and eggplant parm, candied yams, and cabbage and collard greens. The reason for this is because obesity is running high in our urban communities. 1 out of 3 Americans are obese, and like 59% of them are African Americans. So, we got some work to do. We got some work to do in New Haven. We got some work to do in our hoods and ourselves. So let's all focus together and try to just live a healthier, happier lifestyle.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm the co-host, Chef Aaron, here with Donise. She just gave you out an introduction and a rundown of what we're doing with the spread here today. So today we have a healthy alternative soul food dish. Still impactful, flavorful, but just using some different components to the meal to just make it a little healthier and a little heart-friendly. So today with chicken, to start with, we, as you can see, golden, crispy brown chicken, right? We just flash fried it in some grease. We use peanut oil instead of canola or vegetable oil. Flash fried it in there, and we finish it off in the oven. We use the screens to protect the chicken from rolling around in the grease. So now you get the nice crispy fried chicken without the grease. Now we have the mac and cheese. We use all fresh cheese, all fresh organic heavy cream for the sauce. And I feel like that's making the difference, right? Fresh cheese, right? Block cheese makes a huge difference. Here, eggplant parm, we made it from scratch. Tomato sauce is from scratch. So because of that, we have less ingredients. We made it from scratch, so it's fresh. Same thing with the candy yams. We use brown sugar instead of using white sugar. Made a nice glaze over the yam. Baked it in the oven. Same thing here with the collard greens. Looks good. So today for the ingredients, we got the air chilled chicken thighs. I'm gonna explain the difference between air chilled and regular water retained chicken. We got organic carrots, eggplant, collard greens, not no glory greens, fresh greens, y'all. We got the fresh cheese off the block, fresh onions, cabbage, sweet potato, and then we got organic heavy cream. We got some locally sourced buttermilk. I'm gonna explain why it's important to have locally sourced. We got some butter, but it's earth balanced, so that's soy free and dairy free as well. And we got breadcrumbs, fresh pure vanilla extract, no imitation, the real version. Then just regular seasonings, guys, your seasonings for chicken, things like that. Sour cream, dark brown sugar, and whole wheat flour, extra virgin olive oil, and some cage-free eggs, of course, brown eggs, my preference. And that's it, guys. Slice it right down. Yeah, that's it. Slicing it right down, guys. Nothing too major. Why we slicing it like this? Because it's gonna make it easy to bread, and then it makes it easy to fry. The rounds make for good layers, so that's why I like to do my eggplant round cuts. So now we got some fresh collard green. I always say go fresh as opposed to glory green, something packed. When you pack something or you get something that's pre-packaged, then you already know that they had to put something in it, right, to preserve it. So you want to be careful with preservatives when you're doing or cooking. One of those, that's the biggest thing right there that can help you. So I know a lot of people like the glory greens. I ain't dissing the glory greens, it's cool, but you might want to do something fresh because it's not packed with all these preservatives. This is a fresh plant going into your body as opposed to something that's been pre-packaged.
So, can you tell people where we can get these fresh greens from?
You could from your local grocery store. Most of the grocery stores should have fresh collard greens. I prefer going to a more higher quality grocery store. That'd be the better the produce. Maybe like the Stop and Shop, Big Y, Whole Foods in particular, Stu Leonard's. I like to shop at Whole Foods or Stu Leonard's, so that would be my suggestion.
There's also a local farmers market, and there's one here at the Q House where we're at every Wednesday. Run by City Seed.
There you go.
So if you want to look into that, that's local. It's right in your neighborhood, so don't miss out on the fresh greens.
Please feel free to always check out the farmers market. Most definitely.
Oh, one more thing. They take EBT and SNAP. So
remember that, y'all. They take
they
EBT and
take
SNAP.
EBT
Yeah.
and SNAP.
So don't be shy. Come down. Get you some good greens. Get you something fresh that's locally sourced. We're gonna explain what locally sourced means in a second as well. Middle. I'm gonna get this. That here.
There was
There. Just pop that right up. Same process again. Yeah. Yeah. And that's some onions. And we're gonna do the collard greens without meat in them. And it's still gonna be full of flavor. I'm gonna show you how I do that. It's like most people, usually like to use some kind of fat in it. So if you're using pork, me personally, I like to use like turkey neck, stuff like that. XYZ. Rinse this off for a second. I mean, just fry the chicken. Think about it like that, but that's how they get you. And that's another part of the class.
In the body.
That's busy because it's like a distraction. You're not thinking as much. Using whole wheat flour just by us, using fresh collard greens, using organic carrots, right? We have saved money, but we have also saved our health because we have the right nutrients going inside our body now. And we're taking away the negative nutrients that the country or so much that these big wholesalers are using to sell products to. Yeah, alright. So we got the pasta going. We got this on high heat, so that's boiling good. We use regular elbows, no scraps. It looks like scraps, but that's a stock. So say like you like to make soups, like stuff like that. So I'll find myself like saving up my vegetables and stuff like that sometimes. And I'm only doing that just for the class to show how you can make a healthier stock. That's a whole nother thing. So people like to use like the store-bought stuff, which is really high in sodium, right? Some people, thin chicken with lime, lemon, but cook the pasta today. Just gonna rinse it.
vinegar.
Vinegar, yeah.
And just tell them why we use air-dried chicken.
So we use air-chilled chicken compared to the regular water-retained chicken like Purdue because air-chilled chicken is dry. It's hung up and it's dry. So don't be shy. So it's got a little poultry rub.
So we're not getting the bowl.
Are these salt-free seasonings?
Yeah, these are salt-free. So all these seasonings right here are better quality seasonings where they don't use a whole bunch of ingredients. So you got curry powder, poultry season.
A bowl?
Remember the iodized sea salt has necessary nutrients. Why I'm using corn sherbets and regular cinnamon, lemon pepper from Sylvia's, better quality. Same thing, soulful seasoned salt. This has salt in it, but we don't have to. Got adobo, stuff to fried chicken, like something like I said. That right there, you gotta season it, right? So but what we hoping is the fact that we're using a better chicken, that we're using a better flour, using better oil to cook it in, right? Yeah, that we can prevent some of those health. Good available pasta. And I don't know what people say, oh, cook it halfway. Man, you better cook that pasta, man. You didn't put it in your don't play with the mac and cheese, y'all. Cook the pasta. Just for the eggplant parm. So before we make that, to layer it, we gotta fry it real quick. Yep. So you gotta fry it, you gotta bread it. So I'm gonna show you in a second how to do that.
I might have a shell in here.
Don't worry, take your time, you know, take your time. It's all good. While you doing that, I'm gonna get that going.
Honey, what kind of what you think?
Flour. Gonna put a little seasoning into the flour, so we put a little adobo, a little lemon pepper. Then forget about the Old Bay. A little Old Bay. A little more salt. More black pepper. Sylvia's seasoned salt, some more herb. Now we got that going. You can already smell, like, you know what I'm saying? There's seasoning that's in there. That's the
What's the
seasoning here.
purpose of you seasoning the flour?
Because the chicken, sometimes the flour overpowers the taste of the chicken. So you ever notice sometimes you season up the chicken, then you flour it, and it'd be good, but it'd be like, dang, you need a little more something. When you season the flour, just give it that little more pop, you know?
And so that would take away the wheat flavor?
No. Yeah, it'll take away the wheat flavor. You're not gonna taste the wheat at all.
Right.
You're gonna be like, wow, there's no difference. But you see the difference in this flour, right? As opposed to like white flour. Notice this flour isn't as dusty, ain't as pasty, right? Like usually flour get all everywhere. You notice, like, I've been dealing with this, it's not all over because it doesn't have all those extra chemicals in it, you know? So now we got buttermilk. Because everybody like buttermilk, you know, your chicken, but this is locally sourced. So it's like from a farm in Connecticut, right? Yeah, it makes a big difference as opposed to using something like.
Well, I changed it to I cut it down. Is it animal? Yeah.
Like every other Monday at the university. Had the boy grind it for real. So now we got the chicken there with the buttermilk, got the flour mixture that's going there. Water's boiling for the greens. Never gonna catch me on the greens. Yep. Got the water boiling for the greens. Gradually add the greens. It's a bunch of greens, but it'll cook down.
What happened was that the
You already see that greens is cooking down. And this is why I like to have the carrots and the onions, but you can cook this forever, just like the green, and then you're gonna lose its texture. Huh? And you know, people cook them all day. Really, what time is it? By the time we finish this, everything, by the time everything is going, this will be done. You have to wait. So now, mix everything in there. Now it's like, all right, we gotta have some type of solution, right? We gotta have some type of, what's the flavor? How the flavor is gonna. Vegans, this gives it a lot of flavor. Almost creates like a gravy for it, so to speak. So we put a little soy sauce in there. More soy. Soy sauce, yeah. Yeah. Again, secrets right here, right now.
Is that cut?
So like, it cuts a little bitterness, But the soy sauce gives it the flavor. It gives it that taste that the meat would give it, so to speak. Because it's so salty. So like without having the fat, that soy sauce does a big difference. You know how like the meat will make the greens have like a rich sauce, like the sauce would be rich, and that's what the soy sauce will come. Put a little curry powder in there too, because curry always make like a nice gravy as well. So in a sense, with the soy sauce and the gravy and some other seasonings, you get that same kind of broth that you would get from using the ground turkey XYZ. So I'm doing the mac and cheese. I like to use fresh cheese, fresh off the block. I feel like it make a difference. Most people probably do it. They like to probably cut it in blocks and stuff, but I like to make a sauce and grind my sauce into the noodles. So,
What do you think the difference is?
the difference is, really for me, is just, I feel like cheese off the block is real authentic cheese as opposed to using processed cheese out of the bag. It's just a difference to me, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just a fresh product.
Is it a preference?
It's a preference, yeah. But I feel like it's healthier to use like a cheese off the block as opposed to American cheese or like a deli sliced cheese. Because once again, I feel like they putting stuff in that, right? Preservatives, stuff like that. What? That's banging too.
Slips over, and somehow they got intermingled and interchanged. But like one is one thing specific and the other okay.
As you see now, it's not bubbling, it's just kind of gradually melting. You know, it's gradually melted into a sauce. Trust me, that's the trial and error, like, you know what I'm saying? True indeed. So gradually to a sauce, you start to blend. That's going, you can let that go. Yeah, nah, you just put it, come right off. That's why I boiled it too. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
And the yams is more like Caribbean, like, or like
it's a totally different vegetable, actually.
African.
It's like
Anyway, so this had a little Parmesan cheese. Alright. See the sauce starting to become nice and thick. Start to see it come together little by little. Parmesan right now. So before we can actually put the eggplant parm together, we gotta just bread some eggplant. So that's what we're about to do. We're about to bread the eggplant. So it's a nice vegetarian dish. Let's say our breadcrumbs, whole wheat flour, and eggplant, and we got the egg wash. I'm gonna show y'all how we put the bread together. Right. So you want to try to keep one wet hand and one dry hand, because obviously once you start to mix and match, it gets crusty, doughy, and it's no good. So start here. You would think, oh, you go to the egg first. Nope. And the flour.
So with eggplant, aren't you supposed
This is my dry hand.
paper towel them to help to keep the moisture out?
Yeah, but that's only if you're about to like I'm about to fry them. I'm about to bread it, so
So it won't matter.
yeah, it won't happen. Now that's say for instance, if you freeze them, right, and now you're trying to thaw them out, then you want to keep it separated, because once it thaws, it'll be like mushy. Cheese already given like your seasoning, so to speak. You got a nice consistency, nice thick consistency there. Now you can see your greens looking good. Right, try around. So we got the glaze here we're making for the yams. We got the dark brown sugar, and we use the earth balanced butter. And we're gonna have some brown ginger. We're gonna have some cinnamon and some vanilla extract. Secret ingredient at the end, the corn syrup, and we just missing the nutmeg, which should be right in here.
I'm dead.
Right? Okay, vanilla in there.
What did you have to get out your car?
Tomato sauce. Or when I'm at people's house, like with their grills and stuff like that, Nah, you ain't about to blame me for this, bro. So listen, man. I'm gonna fire this up. XYZ. So corn syrup. Just make it, give it that little. Make it real good. Obviously.
So,
Yeah, so you got
who
a nice.
taught you how to cook?
Myself.
Did you grow up doing this?
Yeah, my dad was a chef, but like, my dad was like a soul food chef. He did a lot of Italians. He did a lot of stuff based off like, you know, restaurant settings and environments. But really, like all these recipes and stuff that I'm showing today is stuff from trial and error that I just learned on my own, growing into the catering business, learning how to just put nuances and little things like that for myself, honestly. And you're able to like just grow. Nice. We got the nice glaze for the yam. You want to taste a little bit of that? Let me know what you think. Make it sweet. Good, right? And we ain't put no dairy in that. There's no butter in that glaze, right? We use the earth balance. And we still need some nutmeg in it. You see, now we got a nice, good, soft yam with a great glaze on it. A lot of people don't be making them yams right. I ain't saying nobody about nobody's store or restaurant. I'm just saying, man, that's how you make a yam right there.
We'll see.
Now, make that Big Mac and cheese. Get that going. All right. Extra pasta that we put on that. McDonald's is serving millions of people across the world a day. Billions. So that's why you think they serving up that pixie. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to figure out a way to keep up with the mass production. And sometimes that may mean what? Cutting corners, which means what? Your food isn't going to be as good or as profitable or as, you know, they're not putting as much care and love into the food. So now I see that's on the pot. It's not cooking to the pot, cooking to the liquid. Pretty much essentially shredded cheese. So I'll go back to the ingredients, right? Go to Aldi's, you'll notice, right? Go to one of the stores like that, you'll notice even though the ingredients may not be name brand, it's better quality. It's better quality. I stand by that, man. A lot of them chicken, like, look at the cereals. Go look at a box of.
I'll have to take that area and test it now.
Go look, you about to see right now, though. But go look at a box of cereal, right? Honey Nut Cheerios in the store, right? Go look at it. Go look at the shop right there. You will see the difference of the ingredients. They're serving the same thing. Why is there 30 plus ingredients in Honey Nut Cheerios? Where do you get it from? Because those bigger brands are doing what? Producing more, so they're putting more ingredients to preserve there. And then what it is?
Put that as the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shows them cut this stuff all the time.
I love that you're friends.
Yeah, it's
They're
just
gonna say, yes, okay.
I love them.
Live. My friend.
So you see, you got the eggplant here frying. Drop it here.
Hello. Hi. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Fry that both on both sides. Maybe a nice cheese sauce from scratch. Got the yams here, maybe a nice glaze. Got the vegan collard greens here. We got eggplant parm going. Next we're gonna be frying up the chicken. So, looking good, y'all. We looking good. It's all coming together. That'll be just good.
So are we all everything going? All the extra
They got
stuff?
extra stuff here. See.
Satin.
So how long am I making this video?
It's up to the point. Got that chicken frying extra good in the wok. You want that one?
Hell
Come on,
yeah.
do your thing.
Throw it, because that's gonna pop.
It's gonna pop, yeah. Right, yeah. go to the back. Or so when you do hot food, go to the back. They just want to get a little color.
Finally did something. Be proud of it, y'all. Nah, I'm messing with you.
A little color. Wow, like a lot. Do what you need to do right away.
Oh, so you just hit it with a flash fry.
Flash fry, yeah. They're gonna put it right in the oven.
Brown it. That's
Brown
it.
it.
Don't even cook it.
Don't even cook it. You see, it's crispy, but it's got this ice. So you just dipping it. And it's peanut oil that I'm using too. So that's another thing.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize you had it.
That's no worries. See that? It's like good fried chicken, right? But I ain't overcooking it. It's letting it gradually do its thing. And the wok gets so hot that it's important to turn it off so the oil will burn. Now that you got the temperature of the wok where you want it, I turn this real low. You see the same consistency of some nice good fried chicken when you cook it in. Pan like that. Put it on something like this. Now you still good.
Now explain this part.
Now the chicken is going in the oven. It's going to go in there for about 35 to 40 minutes. And in about 20 minutes, I'll check it out and I'll put the rest of the top. So with the fried chicken, first things first, we use a different type of chicken, an air chilled chicken, which everybody here could witness the difference in the chicken with less of the solution. It was really dry, it wasn't wet, too much liquid from the chicken. We used whole wheat flour as opposed to using white flour. So we used the whole product to fry the chicken in. We used peanut oil, which is another whole product, as opposed to using canola or vegetable oil to fry the chicken in. We use the screens to protect the fried chicken from the grease so that the chicken isn't rolling around in the grease and it still gets that same crispy feeling with the chicken before we put it in the oven. And that's pretty much the healthier alternatives to a fried chicken. Now with the mac and cheese, we use organic heavy cream, half and half we use, and we use fresh cheeses, fresh off the block. You can use any kind of fresh block cheese. I would prefer that rather than some dairy pasteurized cheese or the shredded cheese. With the yams, we made a glaze, but we used brown sugar, and as well we used the Smart Balance butter that is also made with extra virgin olive oil, and it's soy and dairy free. So with the yams, we don't have the dairy and the butter. We use the extra virgin olive oil Smart Balance butter with the brown sugar. So we pretty much use whole ingredients to make the yams. With the collard greens, instead of putting meat, I substituted it with a little soy sauce. Soy sauce gives it a little flavor, and it also creates that rich filling, that rich sauce that you want to have, rich gravy kind of almost for your collard greens. We added carrots and onions, just something I like to put in there to substitute for not having the meat. And here we have the eggplant parm. We sliced the eggplant from scratch. We did the breadcrumbs from scratch. We breaded it in here, fried it, and some safflower oil actually. And we made the fresh tomato sauce with this Parmesan cheese. So we minimalized the ingredients on the eggplant parm, and that's how we kept that from being healthy. So yeah, that's a rundown of all the good food. Now we're gonna try it out. You guys let me know what y'all think. Point out the differences between the flavors. Let me know what you like and possibly what you don't like. But I'm pretty confident everybody's gonna be really happy today. So thank y'all for having us.
Our favorite part is coming up.
Let's do it, y'all. Bon appetit.